Hey, man, that's my gun, man. Give my pistol back, bro. Don't do me like that, dog. Hey, come on, bro. Bro, come on, man. Don't do me like that, dog. Hey, y'all don't do me like that, bro. Hey, come on, dog. Hey, bro. Hey, don't do me like that, bro. Hey, man, that was wrong, bro.
The subscriber sent this to me asking if I would break it down and share my thoughts on open carry versus concealed carry. Hey guys, this is retired Lieutenant Todd Heaton with Humilitas First. This is Jackson, Mississippi. For some crazy reason, I can't find any local news stories in print or video. I was able to find it on gunsamerica.com, which referenced a breakdown that Colion Noir did on his YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the description to that video. He has a ton of pro-Second Amendment commentary over on his channel. You should check it out. Here's a brief excerpt from that, where we learned that the victim here, he lost his life.
Don't chase them. Don't track them down. Don't try to reason with them. They just took your gun. They are not going to give it back. But unfortunately, this man did the opposite, and he ended up losing his life for it. Think about that for a second. As unsmart as what this man did, they still shot him knowing he didn't have a gun because they just took his. And there's a high likelihood they shot him with his own gun.
Colion Noir. His content is awesome. Alright, let's break this down. Look at this hard look. I'm thinking this guy right here is considering grabbing it. See the pistol just sitting there in the victim's back pocket? Action, and I don't really care what kind of action. Action beats reaction. Up to a certain point. This kind of thing boils down to you not presenting. It's like you're giving him a present. It comes down to you not presenting an opportunity for an unjust criminal aggressor to do this. The victim, he's trusting, he's given up his back in very close proximity. Would you like to see some more examples? Say yes. Okay, back to the video. This is a busy gas station and we can clearly see that it's after dark. It's nighttime. I was reminded of the book, Where's Waldo? As I kept seeing guns in places I didn't expect to see them. This guy has one tucked underneath his left armpit. That's kind of weird. The guy in the black hoodie who considered grabbing his gun, well, he has a rifle slung over his left shoulder. You can see the barrel. That rifle, well, it's no longer hanging off his back. Now it's in his hands, to let the victim know this is a no-win situation. See it? Before I get into what I think, first and foremost, I support the Second Amendment. That said, as a police lieutenant, there were 3 questions that served me very well. Number 1, where am I leading my people, or where am I being led? Number 2, can I, should I? This is a big one. Part of this includes the legal question. What does your state statutes say? Some states permit it, some don't. Some states will have exemptions for things like private property. So it depends. And knowing the law where you live, work, and play, that's really important. So for some states, you're not even going to get past the can I, because you can't. Then there's the should I, which will take us into tactics. More on that in a second. The third question was why now? So I'm going to try to give you a way of looking at this that you probably never heard. Some of this has to do with expectations. What's the expectations? Well, with legitimate authorities, police, who do the bulk of the work and patrol, well, they're going to be in uniforms. They're going to drive marked squad cars. The expectation in the United States is that a police officer is going to have a firearm on his tool belt. Some people will think, well, if police can open carry, then why shouldn't I? The short answer is that you're giving up surprise. Surprise, speed, and violence of action. That's the correct order for a reason. Surprise is like gold. Don't give it up voluntarily. Part of the answer to that has to do with how police do business. Depending upon the nature of the call for service, dispatch typically is going to send 2 or more officers. So police have a team. They have backup often built in. Do you have a team? No. Do you have backup built in? No. Do you have a button on a piece of your gear that you can push and 30, depending upon the size of the agency, but we'll just say numerous brothers in arms are going to risk life and limb and push that accelerator to the floor to get to you, to help you solve your violent problem.
He's got my gun! Shoot him!
No, you do not have that. Two people, two police officers with firearms, maybe three police officers, or 3-on-1.
Bro, come on, where's my gun? Hey, stop!
Trying to stop one person from getting one of their firearms, well, that's going to work out a lot better than one person trying to stop two people from taking their firearm. The way the world works today, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy doesn't get head stomped. And then when he's unconscious, they just take it at their leisure. Head stomping is a thing. You need to be aware of that. Another part of this is that police, well, they use retention holsters. At my old police department, we use Safari Land level 3 retention holsters. Is that what you're using? Or are you using a competition holster where the gun just slides in and out? Or are you just sticking it in your pocket? Expectations are going to be different in different places. But at the heart of this, it comes down to surprise, speed, and violence of action. The bad guys, they understand this. Why would I give up surprise? Yeah, sometimes you lose surprise and then you have to leverage. You got to go with what you got. So you have to leverage speed and violence of action. But surprise is so valuable that if you lose it, you should just reschedule if that's an option. Think back to the ATF raid at Waco on the Branch Davidians. They knew they were coming. They should have rescheduled that raid. They lost the element of surprise. I live rural. I don't live in a neighborhood. So say I could open carry on my John Deere in my yard. Nobody is walking around my yard. I'm going to likely see it coming because they're going to stop in the driveway or they're going to pull over, pull off the road partly in my yard. Which one would I rather have? Open carry or concealed carry? Anytime I'm dealing with humans, unless I have a team, which I've already talked about, but anytime that the threat is another human being, I want concealed carry. A human being is the actual apex predator over animals like wolves, lions, and bears. Why? Well, humans can set a trap for that animal, or they can use a powerful weapon. King David in the Bible, he killed lions and bears protecting his sheep. Did it with the slingshot. Well, we have a lot more powerful slingshots now called firearms, moving little projectiles through the air at like 1,200 to 3,000 feet per second, depending upon what kind of weapon we happen to be using. I'm not worried about lions and bears and wolves. At this point in the United States, what would it take to radically change expectations? Oh, it's going to take a game changer. You know, something like nuclear war, that would do it. The dystopian future. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. But what if it did? Well, I'll tell you what I think. I think that really quickly people would rediscover just how barbaric human beings can be to one another. I don't think it would take very long, and there would be an expectation that everybody is armed. If you're still alive, you're probably very well armed. Under the circumstances that everybody is believed to be armed, then that's how people are going to treat one another. Well, what does that mean? So things like police tactics that get used in felony stops, well, those would be used in a variety of circumstances, like dealing with pedestrians approaching on foot, strangers approaching their camp or their people. Should those dark days ever befall humanity, then yes, open carry with the level 3 retention holster and a rifle on a sling. That would be EDC. You know what else I'd want under those circumstances? A team, a community, or a tribe, as it were. When the expectation is that everybody's armed, then open carry is fine. But it is going to shine in a team environment using tactics. Backup is right there. It's built in. If you're Catholic or Christian, you're always going to have the natural law and God's law. But if civilization ever truly broke down to the point that there's no rule of law, there's no police, no courts, no criminal justice system, then legitimate self-defense, that's going to get a lot easier. Managing distance is going to get a lot easier because laws like brandishing and Aggravated assault with the firearm, well, those are gone. But in almost every other way imaginable, it's going to be a lot worse. For instance, so if you get shot, there's no ambulance coming to provide you with that initial life-sustaining care. There are probably no hospitals still functioning, no trauma surgeons standing by, no trauma rooms. You're not even going to have antibiotics. If it's only a flesh wound, that would suck, dying of an infection. The fundamentals that are taught at Humilitas First of learning how to avoid the problem, learning how to avoid the violence, or stacking the odds in such a way that if you can't avoid it, you're giving yourself the highest probability of being able to dominate and win that fight. So it's going to be a shooting juxtaposed to a gunfight. The distinction being you're doing all the shooting. Those fundamentals, they don't change. Even in a post-nuclear war dystopian future world, I'd still say the same thing. Learn how to avoid the violence so that you don't end up dying from a gunshot wound or even an infection if it's just a minor wound. Humble yourself, put your ego aside, and take care of your family first. If you're looking for trouble, you're going to find it. Don't look for trouble. If you have a competitive mindset, then you're an amateur, an outsider, and a mere tourist as it relates to dealing with unjust criminal aggressors. It's not about competition. It's about winning.